Mr. Suresh Prabhu, former Union Minister, a very eminent personality, very learned person. I think his inputs matter on every platform across the country. He has really been a source of strength. Present here for this NAR India convention, Mr. Ravi Verma, Chairman Emeritus, Mr. Suman Reddy, the new Chairman, Tarun Bhatia, the Vice Chairman, Amit Chopra, I would call him more Goan than anything else, the President, Mr. Chandresh, President-elect, Mr. Shiv Kumar, captains of the real estate industry who have come from all over the country, as well as I think some delegates from US and Singapore as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a proud moment for all of you to partake in this particular convention. And coming from all across the country, I think being in Goa and experiencing Goa is certainly going to give a new flavor to your deliberations, to what you're going to discuss, get it on the table, and ultimately move forward. At the outset itself, I would like to say one thing. Many a times, I see various conventions, functions, even scientific conferences taking place here. And what I have said, ultimately people have come back and said, yes, it makes a difference. I will slightly build up on what perhaps Shri Suresh Prabhuji said. As is the tagline, I always say that a particular state, that's Kerala, says, the God's own country. For you to have your convention here, to deliberate, to discuss, I would like to say, which I tell my industrial people as well, the gods dwell in Goa. The gods dwell here. Therefore, what you are going to discuss, what you are going to deliberate is going to be of immense value. I need not emphasize the importance of the real estate industry in the economy of a country. In fact, while there are various indicators which would actually showcase as to how much the country is progressing, I must say the greatest contribution in terms of building the economy, in terms of employment, in terms of various types of services which are impacted. And if you are dreaming of having a 5 trillion economy and beyond that in the shortest possible time, it is the real estate industry which has to grow multifold, and that is why I would say this particular convention of yours is of immense value. I am for one confident that being discussed here with all of you, as I was entering and I was watching while I was sitting there, I think the energy in this particular place with all of you around is of a very high quotient. So your deliberations, your meaningful dialogues are going to help in a big way. I want to tell you one thing. Business you can do anywhere in the world. Anywhere you can do your economic activity, build some new things. But in Goa is one place, I call it a God-blessed place. You can do it, do your business, your activity with pleasure. You can work very hard the whole week, you can work very hard the whole day. End of the day, you can really relax. The atmosphere itself is like that. That's why I believe the gods dwell in Goa, promoting the goodness, promoting the positive thinking. While you are going to contribute to the well-being of the citizens of my state, well-being of the citizens of every state for that matter, and the whole of our country, there is sometimes a misconception. In the great task of nation building, somehow some people will live with the idea It is the job of the government, it is the job of the ministers, or the chief minister, or the councillors in a municipality, or the sarpanchis, or the panchis in a panchayat, and so on and so forth. But I want to tell you, each one of us have a very important role to play. If you do it to the best of your ability, if you do it to the best of what you can perform your duty and go far beyond, these are the times of out-of-the-box thinking, getting new ideas to the fore and moving on. And that is what is going to get you awesome results. And imagine if the real estate industry really grows in its true sense, the day will not be far that your contribution would be one of the largest contribution of our great economy in India, in Bharat. I have the privilege of being one of the longest serving member in the GST Council. When the real estate problem of taxation came up, I know how much it was deliberated and how much of a role I had to play. I was in fact on the group of ministers deliberating, and finally we had, of course, decided 5% without ITC being given and all that. I have still been advocating now. We need to move a little further as far as that aspect is concerned. I will be doing what is necessary, which would further propel the real estate industry to do more, and it is going where it is a win-win situation for the industry and for the economy. That is what I intend to do. That is what I promise you, you all being from the real estate industry. While your industry would continue to grow, and today I think the way we are growing, we are growing in a in a very awesome manner. Your industry is growing. Some of the constructions that you all do, some of the things that you actually build up for society, for whether it is for the common man, whether it is for the middle class, whether it is for the upper middle class, whether it is for the neo-rich, you have been doing such constructions that I think we are in our country, we are slowly turning to be the best in the world. And that is what all of you should keep striving. At the same time, as far as my little state, tiny state, small is beautiful, I call Goa a jewel in the crown called India. I have just one suggestion for the real estate people, for the real estate industry, not only in Goa but perhaps elsewhere. You have to contribute a little more. I know CSR activity is always there. I would not call this CSR activity. I would call this joint collaboration. Like in Goa, Keshav Prabhu is there, his other colleagues are there. We have something called Komdad lands. It is community land. People have built perhaps illegally. Komdads want to regularize them. Our government has come out with a new law wherein they can collaborate with builders and help to build or rebuild or rehabilitate in a manner. You can have gated colonies in half the area or 1/4 of the area. Other area would be free to be given back to the Komdad, half to the real estate person. If you are able to do this in this beautiful state of Goa, of course, I would not call them slums in Goa. Nobody lives in those conditions, perhaps, which you see in other states. They are nice, decent houses. But what has happened with non-following of regulations? Somebody's front side is somebody's bathroom. Somebody's best side, where he should get a view, is somebody you can see going to the toilet. This type of thing is there. There is no road if there is a fire to take the fire brigade. So we have to rebuild these houses. We have to break them and build them. Just one small example which you will, of course, build up upon. I want to build up upon this idea. Suppose there is a 1,000 square meter area where people have built, or just an example, and there is a 25% area already available which is free. In that particular area, which Komdad people are definitely having, in that 25% area, you can have a gated colony, you can have the buildings, and then shift half the people who are there with those particular houses in those houses. Then demolish those houses. And once you demolish those houses, build another building. And then the other 50% gets shifted there. Entire 50% land becomes free, available to the builder, available to the Komdad. I'm saying Komdad is an institution in Goa. So that area, if it is available to the builder, he can build more houses, he can build what he wants, and that would be the commercial place. It would be a win-win situation. At the same time, a small state like Goa, where this type of things can be done, there would be no slum-like houses. It would be all nice modern houses. I think you have to give a serious thought to this particular thing. Other things, I need not tell you. You by now know how beautiful Goa is. There is no person, even amongst you perhaps, given a choice, would like to have at least a second home in Goa. Because we are a lovely state. We are blessed with all that nature can give you. And I'm sure your conference would be a memorable one. I like to congratulate the new committee that has just come in, thanking for their contribution, the immediate past presidents and chairmen. I'm sure all of you will work together in building the economy of our great country, in showcasing your contribution to society as well while you grow, so that everybody grows together. We should have that feeling for each other. And real estate industry, for that matter, can really make it happen in that particular way. Once again, I thank you for inviting me. I only want to say one thing. Goa is very forward-looking. On the industry side, recently we have a new industrial policy. We, for the first time, have brought about a new warehousing and logistics policy. We want to build up Goa as far as logistics is concerned by trying to make it, and I'm sure it is my dream in the next 10 years, can be the largest trading center in this part of the world, because everybody likes to come to Goa. And in this particular section, I think all of you have a big role to play. Because if you are going to have huge warehouses, if you are going to have buildings that you need, we obviously need the help of the real estate industry. You also will have a big role to play in this. And I'm sure you will rise up to that occasion and help us realize our dream come true. And that's how Goa would move forward. Once again, all the very best to all of you. I'm sure you will go with good fond memories of Goa, and you will be happy that this 16th convention of NAR India was held in Goa, in my beautiful state. Thank you very much indeed.